Hello boys and girls, I'm going to show you a few more animations. One of my favorite ones that I want to show you is with this one with kind of like this, the stars swirling here. So I'm going to do it a whirl effect. So I'm going to make it look like it's actually whirling. So once again, I'm going to come over here and I'm going to say when this sprite is clicked, and I'm going to use my events down here, and there is one called change the color. We already did that one, but we're going to come over here and we're going to say change, instead of color, I want to change the whirl effect. So if I change the whirl effect, it kind of starts looking like that, which looks really cool, right? But I don't want it to quite do that. So anytime I have a change a whirl effect, I can always add a clear graphic so it's at changes it back. So I want to do change the whirl effect 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'm going to want to change the whirl effect back. But this time, if I want to go the opposite direction, I do a negative number. So now you see how it starts coming. Okay, and now I'm going to just kind of, I'm not going to quite do it that much. So I'm going to add a weight inside of there. And there, and then I'm going to put another weight inside of here. And I'm just going to do a very small weight, like maybe a half of a second. And let's see what that looks like. So if I do that, so let's put this in a repeat so it happens more than once. Then you see it's kind of doing this whirl effect. And I could play around with this. Maybe I wanted a bigger whirl. Or maybe I want a smaller whirl. Or maybe I want it to repeat more times. So that just kind of gives it kind of a fun whirl effect. So when the flag is clicked, it stops, but when you click on it, it starts whirling and swirling. So it's kind of a fun little fun thing to do. Now I'm going to click on my last one here, and I'm actually going to have two things happen on this one. So on this one, I'm just going to tell it to repeat, and I'm going to say at least 24 times so I can get all the way around. And I just want this one to turn. And let's do it by, let's change it by 2, 180. Okay. So now you see that it's doing a full circle all the way back. Or I could turn maybe I just want to turn it 1 degree, and now I do, let me hit this again, and it kind of slows it down a little bit. I could do, and it should come all the way back, so if I want it to come all the way back, it's going to be around 360 because it's just 1 degree. So that's just something that it could do. Now on one of these sprites, regardless of which one you click on, so I'm going to say when this sprite is clicked, I want it to do something, and then after it does it, I want a surprise to happen at the end. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get another, so if it's a starry night, what might you see out at night? Birds or bats or bugs. Ooh, let's do a bat. So now I'm going to add a bat. So there's a bat. I'm just going to put it right there. But I don't want it, when it comes on here, I'm going to pick where I want it to go. I'm going to say, go to that location, and I'm also going to tell it to hide. So once I've told it to hide, so now I click the flag, it's gone. But on whichever one you want, pick one of your sprites, and then you're going to come over here. So I'm going to say once you click on the moon. Okay, so it does that thing. After it does this thing, then I'm going to do a new event. My new event is now going to be broadcast. A broadcast is where you send a message to another sprite to start. So it's kind of like a telephone. You call them, they pick up. So I'm going to name it Bat so I know what it's called. So once the moon does this, I'm going to broadcast Bat. I'm going to have the bat come back over here. So then I'm going to say, instead of when it is clicked, I'm going to say when I receive the broadcast message bat, then it's going to show, and I'm going to have it change its costume. So then I can say show, and you could do, so now I'm going to come over here, and then I'm just going to put in a repeat. I'm going to come back over here, and then there's this next costume. I'm just going to tell it to repeat the next costume 10 times. Now this is going to happen really fast, so I'm going to put in a wait right here. So I'm going to put in a wait. Once again, I only like about 1/2 second, which is a 0.5. So now when I receive, and I want to make sure that it is at the front so it's not behind any of my others. So sometimes if you're playing with these, because we do have lots of hidden sprites, you do want to make sure you tell it to come to the front. So now when I click on it, we've got a hidden surprise at night. So this is just another way to add animation or make this more interactive. So I hope that you will be creative and come up with some really cool ways to do some animations.